Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here and welcome to another Sega Wall Lockdown Isolation Special, the second wave. How are we all? How are we all? Crazy times. But hey, this is set up for us to all forget about that, guys. We're going to forget about COVID-19, all the madness and politics of the world, and just talk retro games. And yeah, it's an escape, guys. Nostalgia. What's better? Loads of nostalgic memories. Oh, feel the warmth, guys. Feel the warmth. Bit of a channel update very quickly. I've finally got my MacBook Pro. Yes, I've gone with you, the viewers, the watchers, the YouTubers that have all commented on a video a couple of weeks back now when I was saying that I didn't know whether to go for PC or Mac. I bit the bullet and I went for the Mac Pro book. Fantastic thing. It's a bit over this head of mine, you know. I'm too retro. But I'm getting there slowly, and it's helping me massively with my videos. It really is. And I can just record so much raw footage, which is really great. And I can spend, you know, hours scratching my head trying to figure out how to edit it all and make a video out of it. So there's a little bit of a channel update for you guys. I've got loads of ideas for future lockdown videos. I'm trying to keep it a bit different and try and start this second wave off with different content. But don't worry, fear not. The mighty Mega Drive, the magnificent Master System, the stunning Saturn, you know, the marvellous Mega CD, all of these will be recovered. I'll just find different angles. Maybe I'll do one on sports games, one on action games, one on the worst games. I don't know, guys. Let me know in comments down below what you'd like to see. But don't worry, we will focus loads on these systems. But as it's the beginning of a new lockdown, I thought I would try and keep it fresh and start with something different. So I was racking this brain of mine, and I've come up with something that I think is going to have a lot of debate, loads of comments, which is what it's all about. But before we get started, a bit of YouTube news. And first of all, I don't know how I did not discover these guys, because all three of them are really good friends. We've got Pedro, Mr. T and Big Mike. All of these guys have their own channels, but they are doing a stream and they've set up their own channel called VHS Bootleggers. I'm only now catching up, guys. I can't wait to catch one of your streams live, because it's all about films, and these three guys, all very opinionated. Let's put this politically correct. Very opinionated and very passionate in what they believe, and they're really laid back as well. They have a laugh, they take the mick out of each other, loads of banter, and there isn't any artsy-fartsy, you know what I'm trying to get at, guys. Some of these video reviews can be very artsy-fartsy, namby-pamby. These guys are far from that. They're everyday people, just giving their opinions on films, and they will delve into a lot behind these films that you kind of didn't realise, or you do realise, and you're like, wow. Lots of topics, lots of conversation. Brilliant content that I've caught up with so far. So that's VHS Bootleggers. I will leave a description below for any channel that I mention, any news on a channel, and my shout out. Obviously, that will all be down below, guys, in the description. And it's got to be mentioned, guys, Danester is back. He's been doing the odd video here and there, but he done a live stream last Saturday, a lockdown special. He's saying that he can't do them every night like he did in the original lockdown, but he's going to try and do some more. Unfortunately, I was really busy Saturday night, so I couldn't sit down and watch it. I was gutted. I so wanted to watch that live. I'm actually going through that now today, watching and catching up with that. But I just want to make you guys, if you aren't already aware, which I'm sure you all are, but Danester, keep an eye out, watch his content, and also follow them streams, because they're some of the best live streams I've ever watched on YouTube. So make sure you hit that notification bell on Danester's channel and get ready for them live streams. But that leads us on nicely to today's shout out, and I want to give my main shout out today to a guy that's been on YouTube for a long time. In the comments, he's always commented on videos, and then in lockdown he bit that bullet. He took the decision to do his own YouTube channel, and a fantastic guy. And who I'm talking about is James, Flashback TNT, an absolutely amazing collection.
He was doing his lockdown episodes, and he was going through some of the games, and he put this on. And do you know, like when you watch something and it instantly comes back to your mind like a flash, like a flashback. You think, bloody hell, I played that on the old interweb. And I researched the title. I believe I might have played this at the arcade at some point, either in Blackpool or Rill. And this game is King of the Monsters. Now I love stuff like this anyway. I love Godzilla and things like this, and this is right up my street.
You're into your Nintendo cardboard. That is just pure porn, his channel, when it comes to the Nintendo 64 and that full PAL boxed complete minty mint set he's got. I'm no lover of the Nintendo 64, but wow, even that blows my mind when he shows that off. He's got a huge passion for the Amiga, and yes, James is starting to get into buying some Sega, which is brilliant. Well, he's recently come back after a bit of a break, and he's back on the tubes. Recently put a video up about a week ago, so I want you all to go over to Flashback TNT and tell him that YouTube king of the community, Sega Zombie, sent you, and go and give him a like, watch his content, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that, because James is a fantastic guy, and he is just like me. He is driven by nostalgia, the memories, and you can see his passion come through. It's absolutely brilliant. So what is today's lockdown special about? Now, I was thinking a bit about this, and I can remember at the death of the Dreamcast, well, it was before the Dreamcast died, Sega was starting to announce, and there was loads of gossip before the Dreamcast died, that Sega games were going to start appearing on rival consoles. And I can remember this being a massive shock to the industry. Lots and lots being talked about in the magazines back then. And really, in a way, it kind of, they've come full circle, and Sega used to license out all of their titles and games to a lot of developers here in the UK back in the 8-bit micro days. So it was not like revolutionary news to me, but what was is that Sega in-house were going to release games onto these consoles, and that was massive. And some of us still had massive hope for the Dreamcast, hoping that it would pull through, but that was kind of like the final blow, the last kick in the teeth, really, that games were going to come out on the PlayStation 2 and then the Xbox and GameCube. And Sega strategically supported all of these machines in different ways, in some ways, and most of the consoles got ports of Dreamcast games, which I'm not really going to dwell on that today. But yeah, we're going to go back to where it started, guys, when, you know, there was news that the new Virtual Fighter was going to be out on rival consoles and things like that. And I remember it really did shock a lot of us Sega nuts back then. And the game that hurt an awful lot was this one, and that's Sonic Heroes. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the PS2 release, because that was the original. That game launched, I remember, on PS2, while the Dreamcast was still alive and kicking just about, and that really was a guttering blow. But this is the original Xbox version of Sonic Heroes. It's not a bad game, but it brought Sonic back to the masses, and I think it done reasonably well for Sega. So that, you know, just infused that they were going down the right path of focusing just on their software rather than their hardware. And it's an okay game, Sonic Heroes. It's not bad, but yeah, that's the first game I remember after the Dreamcast, you know, during the Dreamcast. And it was hard, it was. Unfortunately, guys, I've sold my GameCube collection, so I only really like to talk about what I've got in the collection. So a significant one, and it was the first sort of like really what I would say original content that I can remember Sega producing on a different console, and that was Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. And I can remember being really excited about that game on the launch of the Cube, and I purchased that game on launch at midnight, and I weren't disappointed. An absolutely fantastic game. I do have the Xbox original release, which is Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, which I believe is a mixture of Monkey Ball 1 and 2 on here. But an absolutely fantastic game. Frustrating, but it's got that replayability. It hooks you in, and you're just like one more go to get round. What a weird concept, a monkey in a ball running around mazes, but it kind of is like Marble Madness, that type of thing. And an absolutely amazing game, and one worth mentioning today. A significant Sega game on another console. And then that leads us on to some more Xbox original releases, which I would think were very significant for the time. You had the absolutely amazing Panzer Dragoon on the Sega Saturn, and then we got Panzer Dragoon Auto on the Xbox. And this game, even now today, is stunning. It looks really, really good. Fantastic rail kind of shooter. If you've not played Panzer Dragoon, guys, you've got to go and give it a chance. You've got to go and try it. There's the new release on the Switch, which is a remake of the original Panzer Dragoon. I highly recommend that. But yeah, Panzer Dragoon Auto, an absolutely gorgeous looking game on the Xbox original. And then we've got Jet Set Radio Future, which people don't really talk about much. I don't think it was a full-blown sequel, more of an update of Jet Set Radio. But yeah, this is really good on the Xbox, and again, that cell shading and the extra power of the Xbox, this game really does rock on the original Xbox. A great game, Jet Set Radio Future. Yeah, it doesn't get mentioned that much, but an awesome game, and one I had to bring in this video. Again, guys, let me know in comments down below your memories of these games. And also any games that I don't show, let me know in comments what you think were big, significant hits for Sega, not on a Sega console. Next up, we've got Spike Out Battle Street. Now, this one I got off fellow admin Stuart Marshall on Galaxy Sega. Take your battle to the street, return to your roots, and reignite the battle between the legendary gangs of Diesel Town. This kind of plays like a modern 3D version of Streets of Rage, kind of. Yeah, this is 10 years apparently after the original Spike Out game. You're back on the streets, clearing the streets. You've got a story, one player mode that you can play through and just clear the streets on each stage. Or there was a multiplayer mode that you could play online and with other characters, co-op mode. And yeah, it's not a bad game, but I thought it was worth a mention, this one, because it's not one that gets much talk, shall we say. But a significant title by Sega, this, and quite a hard one to get hold of, I believe, guys. So there's Spike Out Battle Street. And then one you can't not talk about other consoles and all the Sonic releases, and this one I thought was a really good one, and that was Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Now, in today's market, today's world, you can get Sonic on so many systems, but what made this one really good back then is you got Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3D Flicky's Island, Sonic Spinball, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, but then you also got the Game Gear games. So you got Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Drift, Sonic Labyrinth, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Blast, and then there was unlockable Mega Drive games on here as well. I can remember thinking as a collection of games that this was really good, and It's a shame really that this didn't get a Dreamcast release, but it would have been at the death. Let's see what year this was. Yeah, 2005, so it was a good few years after the Dreamcast, but you know, maybe Sega should have done more of this on the Dreamcast, I feel, and have these library of games. I think it would have done well. But yeah, Sonic Mega Collection Plus there. Another unique game, and again this was on the GameCube, but equally just as good, if not better, on the original Xbox, and that's Sega Soccer Slam. And we don't get these sort of games anymore, these sort of takes on a sport like football or hockey or golf. They're just few and far between. Basketball, these sort of, I loved these type of games. A sport game where you had superpowers, different moves. And I remember really enjoying this game. Me and my mates used to play Sega Soccer Slam a lot. A really playable game, very smooth and highly addictive and very competitive, guys. Lots of memories, like I say, of me and my mates before we went down the pub. We would always have a few sessions of Sega Soccer Slam. So yeah, that's one that had to be mentioned. And then we move on to some sequels, which we never saw on Sega machines. And we've got Crazy Taxi 3, which by this time I think everyone was crazy taxied out, to be fair. But yeah, it's not a bad game, very average. Is it as good as the original 2? Probably not. But you get to choose from 12 different drivers. The crazy drifting and crazy jumping is all back. Graphically better, but I think this one might have had frame rate issues. I can't remember, guys. Or am I thinking the PSP release? But Crazy Taxi 3, it's been a long time since I've played it. But a massive franchise for Sega. And the third one was released on the Xbox. Would that have made it on the Dreamcast? If the Dreamcast was still around, I would say yes. You know, this was a 2002 release, so shortly after the death of the Dreamcast, that one. But, you know, a significant game. And then for North America, they didn't get Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast, so it was inevitable that it was going to be released on an American machine, and that's on the original Xbox, Shenmue 2. I thought that was worth a mention. This one also comes with a DVD that goes over the original Shenmue game, so you could kind of catch up and then play Shenmue 2, which plays just like the Dreamcast version, really nice. And it was good that it kind of brought Shenmue 2 to the masses, you know, an important one for Sega, that one. But unfortunately, there is some passionate fans for Shenmue, but like with the launch of Shenmue 3, it didn't do that well, guys. It didn't sell in great numbers. Exactly what happened with the original Shenmues on the Dreamcast. Sega invested an awful lot of money, and unfortunately, they didn't make a huge amount on them, which is a shame. Another one is, now we all know that House of the Dead 2 appeared on the Dreamcast, but House of the Dead 3 was exclusively on the original Xbox and then later released on the Wii. I thought I'd show the Wii version because it's got House of the Dead 2 and 3. What a shame they didn't spend a bit of money and make a sort of set and do a port of the original. Surely they could have ported the original PC version of House of the Dead and done something to get this on this pack. That would have just been superb. I remember being kind of really gutted about that. And then there was a rumour going around that the original House of the Dead was unlockable on this. And I remember trying to look into that. Never did. Did you guys hear about that as well back in the day? But an awesome set. Really chuffed to have this in the Sega wall. And yeah, House of the Dead 3, a gorgeous looking game. Still looks great today, as does all of the House of the Deads to me. One of my favourite Sega franchises. And then back onto Sonic, probably one of the best Sonic 3D games of recent years, and that's Sonic Colors, released on the Wii. An absolutely Fantastic game this if you've not played it. It's also released on the DS, I believe, but this is the version to get, guys. If you've got a Wii and you want to play a decent 3D Sonic game, then I highly recommend Sonic Colors. A fantastic little game, that. And then what I believe is a Mario Kart beta, and I still stand by this, and that is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. I actually do prefer Transformed, but unfortunately I don't have that at the moment. I did have it on my Wii U console collection, but I sold that off a while back. And it's just one of those games that I need to pick up. My PlayStation 3 is no longer working, so as and when I spot it cheap, I'll pick it up. But that game is absolutely fantastic, and I just feel that a lot of people are so set in their ways with Mario Kart, they didn't give this series enough time, and Sumo Digital done absolutely wonders with this. Sonic, it's just such a tribute to a large IP. You know, you've got, not only have you got the Sonic characters in here, you've got all of Mega Drive's big IP featuring in the races, more so in Transformed. All of the race courses and environments are set in loads of awesome Sega games from back in the day. A fantastic set. I love the career mode on this, how you unlock the courses and upgrades, and when you collect those star points you can unlock more and more. A great game. Transformed up the ante, made it that even better than this. So yeah, what a series. It kind of went a bit backwards really with Sonic Team Racing. I don't understand why they've done that. They should have just brought out a third game in that series, if you ask me. And that leads us on, guys, nicely to probably the best two games that I feel that Sega have done that have appeared not on a Sega console. And in second place is Ghost Squad. This game, guys, is absolutely brilliant. It's an awesome arcade machine. But this was AM2's last console game release. Yeah, so this is a significant title, guys. AM2's last console release on the Nintendo Wii. Wow. Ghost Squad, a fantastic game in the arcades. If you've played it, it was kind of a later game in the arcades. So, you know, by then a lot of arcades here in the UK were giving up on a lot of these games. But I did get to play this after I played this. And this is a massive improvement on the original arcade cab, as it's got so many unlockables, so many different ways to play the game, and lots of different costumes which are hilarious. You can have water pistols, pirate parties. It's really funny, guys. A really great game. And you kind of think that if they would have done more of this with their games on the Dreamcast, things may have been different. A fantastic game. Don't know if this really sold that well or done amazingly on the Wii, but to me, this is a fantastic game. And you can pick this up for a couple of pounds, guys. Every time I see this for £1, I can't help it. I buy it. I have given away so many copies of this game to people because I just want everyone to play it. If you've got a Wii, you've got to have Ghost Squad in your collection. There's no excuses, guys. It's an absolutely must-play light gun game. If you love light gun games, you just got to play it. And Ghost Squad has only been beaten by a game which I regard as probably the best arcade racer ever. And that game is Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. Outrun 2, an amazing arcade game. Probably one of the best last arcade games by Sega that they released. And the ports, again by Sumo Digital, were absolutely awesome on the original Xbox. This game still looks absolutely amazing today, guys. Plays brilliant. It's constant frame rate if you're into all that. But, you know, this game is smooth as. And again, Sega added so much replayability, all the different mini games, all the different variations. You're not just racing, you're drifting, you're overtaking, you're building up them points to unlock and get further into the game. You know, it's a step up from the original Outrun, which I've got here also. But this game is just beautiful. An absolutely beautiful, stunning game. And probably one of Sega's best. It really is one of Sega's best. You cannot beat Outrun 2. And I own most ports of it. I've got the original Xbox there, and then we've got Coast to Coast on the PS2. The only PS2 game I own, and probably will ever own, PAL, because crikeys, we could do a whole video on what Sega ages released on the PS2. Unfortunately, that ain't part of my collection yet. That's for the future. Getting a Japanese PS2 and getting all of those awesome Sega ages releases. But that's, like I said, guys, that's another video. But then we've got my most recent pickup of Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast on the PSP. To play this properly, guys, which I will be doing, there's going to be loads of videos. I might do a PSP video. But there we go, guys. There's a little chat and waffle about some of the games that Sega released on other consoles that I feel are significant. And let me know, I want to know, guys, what is these Sega games that stand out to you that were released maybe on the PS3. Let me know, guys, and the Xbox 360, because I've not really covered any of that generation because I don't have any of those games at the moment. But guys, keep on watching, stay safe, and until the next time, I'm Sega Zombie, goodbye.